Okay, so we're diving into work-life balance today,
Definitely.
specifically with all the stuff that you sent over.
Yeah.
Um, and we're going to be focusing on Rahul's story, the software developer who's kind of burning the candle at both ends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that classic struggle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for software developers.
Sure.
You know, it's like they're always on,
Always on call.
always connected. It's hard to switch off.
Yeah, and like reading Rahul's story, it really resonated with me. I mean, especially when I was starting out in my career.
Right.
Like that whole always plugged in,
Yeah.
missing family dinners.
Uh-huh.
It all felt very familiar.
I bet.
But what makes it so hard in the software world specifically?
Well, I think software development is all about problem solving.
Mm.
And you get into these like creative flows.
Right.
And there's this pressure to ship the code.
Yeah,
So you know it's easy to lose track of time.
definitely.
Plus, there's this trend of working remotely now, which can be great, but it also makes it harder to switch off.
Really blurs those boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we even start?
Well, I think setting boundaries is key.
But how do you actually do that?
Well, boundaries come in different forms.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for Rahul, it might be about setting strict work hours
Okay.
and sticking to them no matter what.
Even if it means like turning off notifications.
Exactly.
Wow.
Another idea is a dedicated workspace.
Oh, interesting.
So when he's there, it's work time.
I like that.
And when he's not, he's off.
I actually used to work from my couch.
Oh, no.
And it was so bad for me.
Yeah,
Then I have a separate office space.
much better.
Yeah, even if it's just a corner of a room.
Yeah, it helps.
It makes such a difference.
It does.
But what about telling people about those boundaries?
Oh, that's crucial.
Yeah,
Rahul needs to be upfront with his team.
about his availability.
Exactly, like when he's available,
Yeah.
when he's not.
Okay.
He could even use tools, like, you know, those status things on Slack or email,
Oh, right.
setting those to do not disturb, and with family, too.
Like setting expectations.
Yeah, and making sure there's dedicated time for meals together.
I remember Rahul's story talked about taking breaks.
Yes.
And I used to think breaks were for like, slackers.
Uh-huh.
But I realized how important they are for being productive.
Absolutely. Our brains need to recharge.
Yeah.
Even a short break can make a world of difference.
Like what kind of break?
Well, there's the Pomodoro technique.
I've heard of that.
You work for 25 minutes,
Right.
then take a 5-minute break.
Oh, okay.
That rhythm keeps you focused and prevents burnout.
I've tried that.
Yeah,
And it's surprisingly effective.
it is.
Like even just getting up from my computer, stretching or grabbing a tea,
Yeah,
it just resets my mind.
for sure.
What other ways are there to take breaks?
Well, especially for someone like Rahul who's probably glued to his screen,
Right.
mindfulness exercises are amazing. Even just for a few minutes.
Okay.
There are some great apps for guided meditation.
I've heard of those.
A quick walk around the block is great too,
Just get outside.
or even some desk stretches.
Gotta move.
Yeah,
Rahul's story really showed how much work affected his family.
it did.
So how do we bring family activities back into the picture?
You have to be intentional about it.
Like, what do you mean?
Schedule family time.
Really?
It was like you'd schedule a work meeting.
Oh, wow.
Even just an hour of playing with the kids.
Okay.
Or a dinner without any tech.
That's a good idea.
Rahul could even involve his family in his hobbies.
Like how?
Maybe teaching them some basic coding.
Heck yeah.
Or doing a fun project together.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
It's not just about how much time you spend together.
right.
It's about quality time, too.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of finding joy outside work.
Yes.
How do we rediscover those things we love?
I think back to what you enjoyed before work took over.
Okay.
Maybe it was painting, playing a sport. Yeah.
Or spending time in nature.
I like that.
It's about scheduling it in.
Really?
Just like you block off
Yeah.
time for meetings.
Wow.
Block off time for yourself and the things you enjoy.
So it sounds like setting boundaries,
Yes.
taking breaks,
Yeah.
and making time for things we love.
Those are the big ones.
It's like a recipe for a balanced life.
It is. And remember, it's not a one-time thing.
Okay,
It's an ongoing process.
got it.
So think about this. What's one small thing you can do today?
For our well-being.
Exactly. Like maybe setting that out of office message
Yeah,
or planning a family game night.
those are great ideas.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into work-life balance.
of course.
And remember, it's about finding what works for you
Yeah,
and making choices to create a life that feels fulfilling,
absolutely.
both personally and professionally.
For sure.
See you next time.
Bye.